All right, Flip Flop Flippers, this is going to be a fun one. We're going to go through a deal that we had for a long time. It was a value add tax deed, and I'm going to get into the numbers. I'm going to show you some pictures of what it looks like when we sell it. We held it for a long time, which is something that we encourage on this YouTube channel. We here like value add real estate investing for the long term, for the passive income, and we'll go through this one. This is a small house on 35th Street in Orlando, Florida. I think we bought it in March or April of 2017, and we sold it yesterday. So it's fresh off the presses, and I'm gonna go through the math. I'm gonna show you what we like to do, what a value add real estate investment looks like, and what you can expect from it when you become a value add real estate investor. So like and subscribe to the channel on the way in. Guys, if you're not already a member of our community, if you haven't already hit the subscribe button, we'd love you to come be a part of our community. We're building something here where we're going to do real estate deals. We're going to build businesses together. We're going to flat out partner with people from this YouTube channel who are like-minded. That's the way that we expand our business, and we've been doing that now for about 6 years. The one I'm going to talk about today is in Florida. This small house on 35th Street. We bought this at a tax deed sale. So I'm going to show you all of the numbers. Because there's a couple of fun things that happened on this one. Tax deeds are an amazing way in the States to find great real estate at really good prices. So you can imagine that if you're buying something for what the taxes are that are owed, for us, we found this little house on 35th Street in Orlando, Florida at a tax deed sale. We bought it for $18,000 or just over $18,000. We fixed it up, let's call it $13,000. So we had about $31,000 all in. We started renting this property right away. So we bought it at a tax deed sale. We fixed it up slightly. We got a renter in there, and we had a renter in there for just about 5 years. Over that 5-year period of time, we averaged just north of 25% per year. So that means that in 4 years, we had gotten all of our money back from what we invested, from what we bought it for and what we fixed it up for when we put the renter in there. We got all of our money back. And then that 5th year, that was all pure profit. And that, guys, is one of the things that we look for when we're looking for passive income, when we're looking for properties that we want to buy and hold for a long time. We want to see if we can get our money back in, ideally 4 years or less. That's sort of our litmus, right? If we can do it in less than 4 years, great, wonderful. It's a super slam dunk. On this house, after we owned it for 5 years, we had our tenant. We only had the one tenant the whole time. We really never raised the rent, so we didn't take advantage of the rental increase that we'd had in Orlando, Florida over that 5-year period of time. So when our tenants moved out, we thought we'll go in and we'll fix the house up and then we'll raise the rents. And in the midst of that, we had a bad storm.
It is as bad as the experts feared. Hurricane Ian has made landfall in Florida, and the experts say if you had plans to leave and haven't, stay where you are.
It's hell on earth as Hurricane Ian slams into Florida. 155 miles per hour winds, 18-foot waves, epic destruction.
Like 2 months after we had the tenant out and started to go in and do these renovations, the roof got damaged. A tree actually fell on a portion of the house. It went really bad for a little while. And so we ended up having to make a significant investment into the property. And this is how that looked. We, instead of just doing what we would call a rental turn, actually ended up doing a full-on basic rebuild of the house. We got new roof. We had all new floors and windows. When we changed everything about the house, we made this small little cracker box house that we were renting for $600 or $700 a month for the last 5 years and made it look better than it had ever looked in its entire life's history of being a house. And while rents have risen quite a bit, we think we could rent the house right now for about $1,500 a month. When we look at where we were at after making this significant investment, it no longer really fit our investment portfolio. It was just outside of. After I've gotten something inside of the portfolio, and things happen, life happens. You have, in Puerto Rico, you have earthquakes, you have hurricanes, you could have fires. There's all kinds of things that have happened. We've had fires in houses in Florida. We've had big storms both in Central Florida and in Puerto Rico. This causes you to have to invest more money, and then maybe your investment strategy needs to change. And so while we had bought this property to buy and hold, and we did hold it for, we've owned it for now just about 6 years, our strategy changed because we had to invest a significant investment, and it no longer met the rental portfolio strategy that we have. And so one of the ways that we like to look at real estate when we're in this position is, would we buy it at the current market that we've now got in it, or would we not want to buy it as a rental property? So we decided that we would sell it. Now, here's the beauty. Real estate appreciates over time. And we bought this as a tax deed sale. So remember, we got it. It was kind of, had no value, had no revenue, had no income. It needed work. So we bought it way down here. We bought it for $18,000. We only had $30,000, $31,000 in it for the last 6 years, 5-6 years that we were renting it. And now we've invested an additional like $65,000. So we've got just under 100 grand in it. But during the time that we've owned it, the price went from, when we first bought it, it was probably worth $50,000 or $60,000, to now Zillow says it's worth $215,000. Well, guys, that's what we did. That's what we decided to do. We put it out there on the market. We had to take advantage of the fact that we had this massive appreciation. The sirens were going off saying, let's sell this bad boy. So we put it out there for $215,000, and we ended up settling at about $200,000. We actually sold the house for $196,000, and we ended up paying some closing costs for our buyer, buying them a new appliance package. We ended up being pretty friendly sellers to this person who's going to buy this property. Our net came to be about almost exactly $177,000. So if you take the $177,000 that we netted on the sale of this property, and this just happened yesterday, 177 minus the 96,000 that we had invested now gives us just under $80,000 in return, $79,000 and change. About an 80% return on our invested capital. So this was a 2-for-1, and it's a fun recap for me to do. And I like that you guys get to kind of have a glimpse into the life that we live, because this is what hopefully many of you are going to be able to look back on and see these success stories and see that by buying value add real estate and keeping it as a rental property and holding things for a really long time, you create these massive wins. I can't remember a time where I've held something for 5, 6, or 10 years and it wasn't a freaking home run. Anytime my passive income can be 25% a year, I love it. I'm sign me up for that. I want to buy as many of those as I can possibly do. And if I'm going to buy flips, and I can possibly do a flip where we make an 80% return on our all-in investment, again, we'll buy as many of those as we can. So tell me in the comments, what do you think? Is it both of these? Are they Grand Slam home runs? I think so. Check out our other content as well. We put out more content about real estate investing, especially in Puerto Rico, than we believe anybody else does on the planet. We invite partnerships on this channel. We'd love to partner with you. And if you think that you'd like to partner with us, maybe you've got a property that you want to talk to us about, send me an email at theflipflopflipperpr@gmail.com. Maybe you've got some money and you want to get into one of our next deals. Well, in order to do that, we got to get to know each other. You do business with people that you know, like, and trust. And so send us that email, theflipflopflipperpr@gmail.com. Let's start getting to know each other and let's see if there's a partnership together. Also, last thing that I'll mention here, very soon we're gonna have some information about a mastermind that we want to set up. And if you'd like to become part of our mastermind, then send us an email at theflipflopflipperpr@gmail.com, or at least leave me a comment down below and let me know that that's of interest.